Bam! Cornline, welcome to the show tonight, Pro Se Legal School. We provide the tools you need to shut down the court process. Yeah, and we're gonna, it's like always start out the show at the top. Shattered by corruption, my my crime and partner. Yeah, just a little something about what we went through, but it's not near what people have. It's not near what uh, a total of everything that we suffered, and it took a lot of courage to put that down. It's an Amazon bestseller, and it kind of gives you guys just a little idea about what we've been through, and when I say we, I mean all of the superheroes. Yeah, these are the other three of the other 28. These are the main three. I got to watch these three be born. Okay, that might be messing up things just a bit. Okay, so welcome to the program tonight, and we'll get everything set up here. In tonight's program, we got a bunch of some other notes open up that we need to. In tonight's program, we're going to be talking about stopping the foreclosure eviction court process. Like if they're gonna evict you next week in a few days. And so we're going to review what that looks like if you're facing that situation, and what but we're going to keep it real with you too. So welcome to the stream, and first off, before we get started, I'm going to explain to you why our non-convention program works. Okay, our non-convention program works. And it works because, well, first of all, this program works because we are non-conventional. We don't go in on their, we don't go in on their dime or on their time or thinking about their crime. So things are a little bit different when you go in with a non-conventional approach. Just kind of getting everything lined up here. And that non-conventional approach helps everybody hold these people accountable at the gate. At the gate. So one of the most important things that you guys have to remember when you get into our program is that everything that you already knew about legal, you need to toss it over to the curb, leave it at the gate, because you can't include none of that stuff with my program. And when you get into the program, you can't include none of that stuff. You have to leave that stuff at the gate, and you have to look at things from a total different perspective. You have to leave that stuff that you knew already at the gate and look at things from the non-conventional perspective, and that's what you guys are learning here in this program. Now, the packages that we prepare here at Pro Se Legal School are structured to stop the court process. The first legal document that you file in state court will stop the process if you do this right. And if you do this right, the first document that you file in the process is going to stop. Is going to stop the state court, because the state court, we use federal case law in all of our documents, and the state court can't respond. No one from the state level can respond to federal case law or anything else that statutes and codes. Oh, and the judge is not going to provide a finding of facts and the conclusions of law. And so, if the judge is not going to provide a fact of findings and the conclusions of law, then the judge just drags you into administrative hearing. I'm talking. I got some people that's coming to the stream and they're asking me questions. So, but the questions they're asking me are already mentioned, and they're gonna have to watch the. They have to watch the stream from the top. Okay, so one of the things that we're doing to stop the eviction process is, okay, so the municipal court is a fake court, okay? The municipal court is a fake court. And most people get themselves stuck because they file in municipal court and they do all this stuff in the actual eviction court. And it's fake. The municipal court gets its judicial authority from the city ordinance, which means they're just going to sit on your stuff and ignore everything you filed, and then they're going to throw shit in the yard. That's how that worked. That's how that works. Now, what we do, our goal is to force the players to visualize their shared liability. Now, I mean all of the players. And we do that by attacking the administrative court. We attack them for dragging you into their administrative process that doesn't respect their rights. Doesn't respect anybody's rights. The administrative court gets its judicial authority from the rules that the court operates from the Supreme Court. So, and we add the Supreme Court to our lawsuit right out of the gate because we already know that those rules that the Supreme Court provided don't protect anybody. And boy, they got really mad. And they got really mad when we started doing that. So let's just stay focused here, and anybody that comes after we get started can watch the video from the top. So stopping the eviction process, the most important thing to remember is that in order to, the way we have figured out to stop the eviction process, you have to file 2 lawsuits. You have to file the lawsuit in state court, and then the real lawsuit is in federal court. We always crush the state court process, but not in municipal court. You have to file it in state court and pay the $195, and you add those players to it, all of them, and you can add the sheriff to it. You can add, Now, I never really get into adding a whole bunch of people, okay, but, when you add the state and you add the eviction court judge and the players, then it becomes a problem. And the state is the one that's trying to steal your property. The state is the one that's trying to steal your property. The state is the one, or the federal government, that's trying to send your asses to jail with fake criminal stuff. So the state is the one. The goal is to force the players to visualize the shared liability. Now, I don't mean just the players that are in the court. I mean the sheriff, the clerk, the chief justices. And how do you do that, Coach? You're talking crazy. Well, Anthony will tell you, we email that shit out to everybody. We email it to all of these people so they all see it. And in an email, everybody can see everybody's email. That's working out to be very powerful for forcing them to get your stuff filed on the record. Now, if the sheriff department's the one that's coming out to throw your stuff in the yard, then you want to add them to it. And then you obviously are already added the state. And all the players, the eviction court judge, and all of those players. And I'm talking about adding this to the lawsuit that you file in state court. To stop the eviction court process, what we've had to do was file a lawsuit in state court. And if you stop and think about it, if you add those players to it, you add the judge to it, you add the state to it, eviction courts, municipal courts are a fake court, okay? So now you added all these people to it, and you add the state to it, and the state's the one that's paying everybody. That's how we figured out how to stop the eviction process. Now, I'm not saying that if you're getting evicted in the morning, that if you do this in the morning at 8:05 and open up at whatever. Okay, I'm just saying, because that's not, our goal here is not to help you stop the eviction, teach you how to stop the eviction process, Our goal is to teach you how to hold those players responsible for the reason they were able to screw you over. The reason they were able to screw you over. Now, that's a big difference than what, in the conventional thinking. Because most people communicate, but, my situation's different. No. My is in their conventional bullshit, and you guys need to bring that stuff over to what we got over here and not try to take my stuff over there. How? Because it don't work. If you mix that stuff with then they're going to only pay attention to what they want to ignore, argue, whatever, and their stuff is, y'all know what I'm saying? So the eviction court judge, after you get the lawsuit filed in state court, then the real lawsuit, and this is the way it is in all of the packages, depending on where you start, we're talking about starting in state court. The real lawsuit is the one that you file in federal court. We use federal case law and federal acts in all of our paperwork that we filed in state court to bring not only to trump their ass and force them to sit down, but to also bring the criminal liability to the table. And once the parties are served on a state court level, after you get your stuff filed in federal court, once the parties are served on a state court level, once they're served on a state court level, I would order the federal court judge I would demand the federal court judge order their ass come to the settlement table. That's what we have in the corner of our shit, coming to the settlement table. We ain't talking no trial, none of that shit. Because we already know that they're full of crap, and we've already put that on the table. And so we're just, come to the settlement table. Now, I know After you get this stuff filed in federal court, and you serve the eviction court judge and all those people, the federal court filing, well, before that, you'll provide a copy of a certified copy of what you filed in state court. You need to get a certified copy so that you can have what you need to put a lien on some shit when they start playing. Okay, so yeah, we got a plan all the way around. And once the eviction court judge is served, it's a wrap. They can't litigate a case they're a party to. They can't represent themselves. They can't represent other people in the same crappy ass corporation that hired them in the first place. So it's a wrap. What we've learned here from the real-time feedback and, well, handling the judge and the federal stuff, my girlfriend and I, we learned that from getting punched in the face. So, but they can't litigate a case they're, this dust around here is about to kill me. They can't litigate a case they're a party to, and all of these things back them in the corner. And people get in my program or whatever, and they're so worried about answering to these people and replying and all of this shit. The program's already set up. It's set up so ain't nobody wanting to come to the ring. Okay, that's how the program is set up, so the asses don't want to come to the ring. And, when you get your stuff set up, I would add the Supreme Court. You want to add the eviction court. You want to add the state. You want to add the judge. I would add the judge in the state court that's overseeing the case, and the judge that's from the eviction court or whatever. The goal here is to jumpstart the critical thinking process. Thanks, Eric. The healer, welcome to the show tonight. Eric, I was wondering, how did you find us? Yeah, 95%. Actually, they're saying 98. Between 95 and 98, I don't think a couple more percent makes a difference, because when you get to 95, that's almost everybody. Almost everybody is getting thrown under the bus and jammed up in prisons, and and so my girlfriend knows that. We know this. And they all had attorneys. They all had attorneys. And this, if the judge is not going to provide a finding of facts and conclusions of law, and it's like, like Robin said, she knows. We had to learn from getting punched in the face a lot. We got punched in the face a lot because we talk a lot of shit. Okay, I ain't even gonna lie. Ow! But now we're sharing what we know with other people, and giving other people a chance to stop the foreclosure process, stop the eviction process, get their people out of jail. One of my friends is calling me. I'm a little busy right now, Cecil. But you never know. It might have been big money, so I had to check. I ain't trying to miss no money. Welcome to the show. It's always good to have new people. Oh yeah, and the state, and we add the state too because the state pays the judge. But chopping the judge, well, you got to chop them both, okay? Because if you don't add the person, the corporation that's paying, then they just get another judge. So, ah. Well, good luck with that, Eric. I don't really have much faith in doing anything in their administrative situation. Number one, it takes too long, and number two, But I don't know. This sounds kind of complicated what you're doing, and there are some people that are badasses at doing administrative stuff, but I'm not that smart, so I had to keep it simple. And do this the way that we're doing it right now. So to stop the eviction process, you have to get the lawsuit filed in state court after you add the players from the eviction court and the state and all of those people. And then you still have to file your lawsuit in federal court. The state court lawsuit stops their ass so they can't say that and lie to them that they still have jurisdiction. Okay, because and we tried this a whole bunch of ways. If you don't do it this way and crush the state court process, and then use that to crush their ass again when they get over to federal court. Okay, because see, here's the thing. If they couldn't respond to the shit that you filed in state court that had federal case law, they're still not going to be able to respond to that in federal court. They're still not going to be able to respond to that in federal court. And I'll tell you right now, and anybody that wants to say yay or whatever nay can leave a comment down in anything. I'll tell you right now, those same players from state court that couldn't respond to anything that you filed in state court are going to show their happy asses up in federal court like they can respond now. And they still can't. They still can't respond because they don't have a federal bar card. And even if they got one off my website, I would have to strike their ass. That's what they would do to me. To us. Oh, so, and I can tell you right now, they're not going to find a federal attorney to help them kick our ass. And I'll tell you why. When it comes to the federal shit, all right, I didn't have to learn that on the internet from looking up everything there is about it and comparing it to what I learned while I was on my government vacation. I didn't have to do that. When it comes to the federal shit, we got like a right up front seat and some punches. A bunch of punches. Oh, yeah, but we ain't taking their punches now. And they can come and punch me right now if they want to, because my pack is right over there. I have everything I need, plus I have a couple of extras so that I can help my friends get out, and I can have commissary and everything. I don't even have to make no phone calls. I'm not even making no phone calls because the last time to haul my ass off, okay, they know, they found out I don't take the deal. I ain't never been convicted of shit, and I haven't taken the deal. So anytime that you're bragging that you ain't been convicted, you got to throw the other shit on there too that you ain't take the deal. Because if you talking to me, I'm going to ask you about that. And I won't really need to ask you because I'll be able to tell by the way you're talking. Because if you don't say that automatically, you took the freaking deal. Okay? That's... Ow. Bring it. And you know, the prosecutor, Mrs. Dawn Dietz, or whatever her name is, or anybody else that's involved in us getting Anthony out of jail, if they'd like to come to the live stream and explain to everybody how they're going to kick our ass, I'd love to have them, and I'll schedule that puppy dog anytime that they have some free time, because I already know with the 98% conviction rate, or 95, anything over 20, means that not only is the defendant kissing their ass, and so is your attorney. And I'm going to throw this on the table. If you're in this situation and your attorney's telling you to take the deal, you need to take the deal. You're not going to see your grandkids until they're driving and all of ask that asshole, and it could be a he or she, because when I say asshole, I ain't discriminating. If they're gonna get a $3,500 assistance of counsel bonus as soon as you sign the plea deal, that doesn't include what they're already gonna pay them. They call it assistance of counsel bonus, so it looks good on paper and all that. And I'm gonna tell you why that your federal attorney is gonna ask you that shit. Because there ain't no way in hell the government could have a 95% or a 90% or anything over 20% plea rate if the attorney wasn't kissing the prosecutor's ass. Okay, I'm I'm not that smart, so I'm just gonna keep it simple. So when the federal government has a 95% conviction rate, it's really a plea rate. And so that means that all of these cases are getting pleaded out. There ain't no way in hell that they can have a trial for all of those people and convict them. Ain't no way in hell. Y'all ask know how long the federal government, they're not going to take your ass in a hearing. They're not going to take your ass in a hearing unless they've already had their meetings over here on how they're going to screw you over and what they're going to do and all of the people that they pay to lie, including the damn attorneys. They're not going to have a hearing until they're not going to have a, so, no. Okay, so what happens is these attorneys, they have 9,000 cases going. 9,000 cases going at one time because of the 95% plea rate. So if the federal attorney tells the prosecutor, hey, look, this dude over here is a friend of mine, no. The prosecutor's going to say no. I don't give a shit. If you give me any crap, then I'm going to make you take all of your cases from here on out to trial. I'm not going to agree to any deals with your ass, and all your people are going to fry. Okay, somebody tell me that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Oh, wait. They don't have to do that. Okay, Tara Moorhead, what she did was she passed out a contract, and I have a copy of it. She passed out a contract, and the contract said that the attorney is not to show the discovery to defend any of it to the defendant. And if you had a problem with that, send that shit back to me. So that allowed her to cut through all of the more honest attorney. Oh, I didn't have that worked up. Okay, so, okay. And end up with the same group of assholes that are willing to do what they need to have done to have their 98 and 95% conviction rate. Pretty much. Yeah, and doesn't work 95% of the time. And yeah, and they all had attorneys. And you know what? Our presidents, these people, not the one we have now, okay, but they all have money invested in these corporations that hold people. They don't have the finding of fact conclusion of the law. That means that means that your due process getting violated. And we addressed that at the gate, and adding the state, the judge, and the state. Oh, we've just figured out. Our goal is to figure out how to cut to the chase. I'm not charging enough money to be like, continually messing with people. Oh, we're not charging enough money to be continually messing with people. Thanks, Eric. When you start, when you don't know how to keep it simple, it gives them an opportunity to argue, and so we just learn how to keep it simple, and yeah, this is the biggest problem, that challenge that we have, is people, they don't take the time to go, even if you're thinking about investing in the program, you can go to winningcourtnow.com. It's going across the bottom of the screen right there, and you can read the detailed description. You can read the quicker description. You can look at. I have a list of the documents that you get. You can go to the YouTube channel, and you can find the instructional video playlist. Everything on the YouTube channel is put in the playlist, and you can use our YouTube channel for legal research. Kicking a judge's ass. I ain't lying. Put that shit in there, and you'll pull up every video about it. And now, okay, so before you invest in the package, I show you the front page, and I talk about everything you need to know. In the premium packages, after you invest in the premium package, you get another video that I open up and show you the whole page, all of the pages, and I go through everything that you need to know. Now, on the lesser premium packages, you got to go with that, and the coaching is done in Twitter at neighbors_coach. That's where the coaching is done. If you invest in a premium package, usually it's your coach or your attorney or a property manager or someone, whatever. And so we have a different communication protocol for those people. I get calls, I get messages all the time from people standing outside the court, state court, trying to get shit done because these people are giving them a hard time. And this is the advantage you get from the premium packages. So. Yeah, and we actually have a video review playlist, and I have about 15 more videos to put in it, but I just don't have time to do it. Because my son taught me, he's in the 5th grade, that you gotta have priorities. He was having trouble getting his room clean. Oh, and actually, that's 100% right. And then worth having is worth fighting for, and you wouldn't pay for it if you didn't want to have it. And then worth having is worth fighting for, and that's This is what we teach you how to do here. Yeah, so my wife's book, my girlfriend's book here is connected to our business, the Yellow House store in Lawrence, Kansas, and that's when all this stuff started. Eric, you can go to the website and check that out, man. So I'm a legal school, so I don't really like to tell people stuff because then they think that's how it goes. So you got to go to the website that's going across there and check that out. You know, I could tell you that the package is $5 million and or whatever, and then you don't understand what's in the package. I mean, if you don't, I'm assuming you don't because you're asking. Then you might think 5 million was too high. It'd be worth every penny of that. It's actually 4, 3. Okay, what are you offering? If you're offering anything over 2. No, man. So you got to do your homework here, Eric. If you don't do your homework, and I'm kind of I had a stream yesterday or day before, I don't remember when it was, and there's people asking me all these questions about my girlfriend and about my ex-wife, and okay, so I have personality disorder, and I've been a coach my whole life. And so, my personality disorder is that I've been a coach my whole life. But the folks that stayed the hell out of jail or got their families out of jail or still in the house are fine with my personality disorder. And, the rest of my family, we're working it out. Okay, I've been an athlete my whole life. And when you're an athlete, when you're a badass, I wasn't badass enough to hang out with Michael Jordan. Okay, but when you're a badass, okay, you learn how. And you know what? I thought about this today. What was it in my past that turned me into a champion? I thought about that today. And I'm going to tell you, when I played football for Scottsdale Community College, my coach there, his name was John Avinatos. He was crazy. He had a half a circle painted outside of the door of our locker room. And at that time, 100 years ago, Scottsdale Community College was out in the middle of a bunch of fields, right? A whole bunch of fields. And we practiced 3 fields over. Our coach trained us. When you walk outside that door of that locker room, your ass is on the line. And you need to be giving 100% for the people next to you that's doing the same shit. Well, sounds simple. Okay, but every day, every single day, if they caught your ass walking, lollygagging, that's what they called it. After you walked out that door, you had to stay after practice and do a bunch of extra shit. Oh. Okay, so at the end of the day, you're going to have to do the shit anyway. I'd rather do it at the front. Okay? Because if I can do it at the front, then I'm going to be in the front. Oh. Yeah. And we were 9-1-1 my last year there, and then I went to University of Kansas, and we had a shitty first year at first, but second year, yeah. So you learn if you're willing to do whatever it takes, then you can be punching some people in the face. I hope. Sometimes, though, if you don't have a balance, oh, if you don't have a balance, it could get kind of ugly. I've never, Derek Satsuan. I never heard of him. I'll have to check him out. Yeah, thank you, friend. Yeah, the instructional videos walk you through and how to use documents, the strategy that because it's non-conventional. I have people that invest in the program. Well, not anybody lately in the last 3 months that invest in the program. And they try to use the program like it was a conventional program. They pick out what they think out of all of the documents that they should file first. And I try to tell these people, okay, that everything that you knew about legal before you got here needs to be chunked to the curb, because everything that you knew about needs to be chunked to the curb. Hey, Dustin, welcome to the show tonight, buddy. Okay, Eric. Well, I'm glad you came to the show tonight. I always enjoy having new people. That's the price of the 42 U.S.C. 1983 foreclosure defense package. Okay, guys, thank you guys for the various sharing your time. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this puppy down. Tomorrow we're coming with a little more fire tomorrow, and I'm probably gonna need to be in the situation room tomorrow. We're gonna talk about what we're gonna be doing to turn the heat up on these people who, you know, I mean, we already posted. We sent this stuff to these people holding Anthony hostage in federal custody, and they already know that he was violated at the gate. So now they're still holding him, and we should have to call for a power release here. Are you kidding me right now? Okay, so, well, we sent that shit in. I emailed them a copy of the counterclaim for $200 million and the notice of claim letter and everything else that they needed, so they couldn't be whining about any damn thing. And they actually filed that shit on the record without his signature on it. I didn't sign it. Ain't nobody at the legal team signed it. We ain't signing shit. But they accepted it. Well, I did put pro se legal team, like, my business heading says or whatever, and I think they accepted that shit because it was, in an administrative setting, and it came from a corporation. Well, I'm not a corporation because there ain't no way in hell that I would agree to all this shit that they ask for you. Okay, but they accept it from a business or legal school or something. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure why they accepted it, but you know what? We wouldn't even figure that out if we roll with limitations. Because then I'd be saying people, oh, coach, they're going to dismiss it anyway, so I should just play, Oh. So they didn't dismiss it. I sent that shit to them just to screw with them, to stall, to give Anthony time. Okay, so the problem is they don't care about y'all happy asses. What they care about is other people finding out the facts. That's what they care about. That shit is what they care about. Other people finding out the facts. Other people finding out the facts. That's what they care about. And when you get in our program, you'll learn that. And one of the things that I tell people is you're going to learn how to have fun. You got to learn how to have fun in my program. Okay, guys, thank you for the value sharing your time. I'm just gonna take a picture of y'all in the ring. And I'll see you guys in the next live stream. I'm getting hungry, so I gotta go eat. I got priorities too.